Hi, so this stretch sequence is designed to help improve flexibility in your calves, hamstrings and hips. A lot of people find they get really tight in these areas once they start running or doing any kind of HIIT training, just any kind of movements where you've got a lot of kind of repetitious movement going on through the lower part of your body. So we're going to start off just by warming up the legs. So if you bring your feet to just about hip width apart, we're just going to do some narrow squats. Okay, so all we're doing at this stage is just warming up those muscles in the legs, and then we're going to stretch them out. Good. Okay, just a couple more here. And then you're going to take your feet out, turn your toes out, take your stance a bit wider, so just a bit wider than shoulder width apart, and just some nice wide squats. Now if you want to do this stretch sequence after you've been for a run or you've done a workout, then that's absolutely fine. You don't have to worry about doing these warm-up moves. You can skip straight onto the stretch section. Good. Okay, so just walk your feet in and just couple more moves to warm the legs up. So you're just going to bring your knees up to your chest, just one at a time. So just kind of warming up and mobilizing through the hips. Good. Okay, awesome work. Right, I'm going to turn side on so you can see what I'm doing. So we're going to do a standing calf stretch. It's a dynamic stretch, so we're going to be moving. So you're going to step one foot back, straighten the leg, and push your heel down. And then you're just going to switch over and do the same on the other side. So your front knee is slightly bent, and you're just pushing the heel down on that back foot. Good. Couple more on each side. Good. Okay, now you're going to come up to face a wall or behind a door. So what you're going to do here is come up nice and close to the wall, and you're going to have your heel on the ground and lift your toes up and just push your sort of toes against the wall, and your heel stays down, and try and bring your chest and your body as close to the wall as you possibly can. So you should feel a really nice stretch going through the back of your calf. So your other foot is just flat on the ground. And then just see if you can take it a little bit further, so bringing your chest even closer to the wall. Good. And then you switch over and do exactly the same on the other foot. So flexing those toes, and then heel placed on the ground, and just pushing in to the wall. Good, and just hold it. So this stretch sequence is really all about increasing flexibility. So we're going to hold the stretches for a little bit longer than you might otherwise would if you were just doing a sort of a fairly standard warm down stretch sequence. Great. Okay, shake your feet out. Now you're going to come down onto the floor. So you're going to come down onto your mat, and you're just going to come down to a kneeling position, and you're going to have your toes tucked under. So you're on your knees, and then you're just going to tuck your toes under, and you're going to sit back onto your heels. Your heels are up, and you are with your toes kind of tucked underneath you. I'm just going to hold it there. Okay, so now you're going to pop your hands down on the mat, and you're going to lift your tailbone up and push your heels down. So we're kind of in a half downward dog position, so your knees are bent at this stage. Now what you're going to do is you're going to shift your weight onto one leg, and then you're going to try and push that heel down, and then you're going to lift the other one up, and then try and straighten that leg, okay? So you're balancing on one leg. You don't have to get that leg completely straight. Just enough so that you can feel the stretch going down the back of that leg. If this is too much for you, just bring your, you can just keep both feet down on the ground. Good. We're going to switch over and do the other side. So other foot comes down. You're just going to lift that other foot up, and I've just kind of wrapped my foot around the calf of the leg that I'm trying to straighten and stretch. Good. hold it just for another couple of seconds. Well done. Okay, calming down onto your knees. I'm going to turn around to the front of the mat. So for this stretch sequence, if you've got a small towel, which you can use, that would be great. If not, don't worry. So what we're going to do is you're going to stretch one leg out in front of you and the other leg is bent, so your heel is coming in towards your groin area. Okay, so the foot on your straight leg, your foot is flexed, and you're going to just reach forward and just reaching as far forward as you can towards your foot. So try and keep your foot flexed. Good. I'm going to hold it there. Good. Okay, and just release. Now if you've got your little towel, grab that. Otherwise, you can just do what you were doing before, so without a towel. If you've got a towel, you've got to reach over, loop your towel around your foot, and just use that towel to try and deepen the stretch. Good. So just breathe it in and out, and see if you can take it a little bit deeper. Good. Awesome work. Okay, we're going to swap over and do the same thing on the other leg. So first of all, we do it without the towel. So straightening the other leg out, foot is flexed, and then just reaching down. Now you'll probably find you've got one side that's more flexible than the other side. That's fine. For me, my right side is much more flexible than my left. Good. And then you're going to straighten up. You're going to grab your little towel. If you've got it handy, wrap it around your foot, just loop it around your foot, and then you're just going to take that stretch a little bit further. Good, and then just see if you can deepen it. Good, just holding these stretches for a little bit longer, just to try and get the increased flexibility that we're after. Well done. And just coming out of that nice and slowly. So you can just pop your towel to one side. Then you're going to roll over onto your back. So lying down, just keep your knees bent. And then you're going to bring your knees up to chest height and just hug your knees in. Okay, you're going to keep hold of your right knee and you're going to just extend your left leg out, and then you're going to straighten that right leg, and we're just going to hold it there in a hamstring stretch. So you just want to hold behind the back of your thigh, or you can hold behind the back of your calf, whatever feels most comfortable. Good. And then we're going to take a nice big breath in, and we're going to try and deepen that. Good. Just hold, 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 hold. Awesome work. So from here, you're going to, with your right hand, you're going to extend your right arm up, and you're going to place your right hand on the inside of your right foot. So we're kind of in this half stirrup position, okay? And then from here, so you're bringing your thigh down, so it's kind of compressing down, kind of just off to the side of your ribs. And from here, you're going to try and straighten your leg out. Now, if you're nowhere near this is fine. You can just hold your calf muscle, that's fine. And if you're nowhere near straightening your leg, don't worry about it. Just take it as far as you need to feel that stretch. And then if you can, you're just going to try and straighten that leg as best you can whilst pushing it down using your hand. Good. To feel the shake in my legs. Good. And just release that. Well done. Okay, so we're going to bring the other leg up, so knee up to chest. Straighten that leg out. Just hold it here. We're going to take a nice big breath in, and then we're going to try and take it a little bit further. So just keeping that leg as straight as you can to start with. Good. Okay, then you're going to reach the left arm up using that left hand and just pushing, holding, just grabbing the inside of your left foot. Good. And then you're going to try and straighten as best you can. Good, just holding. Awesome work. A couple more seconds here. And just release. Well done. Straighten your legs out. Take a couple of nice deep breaths in and out. Okay, so you're just going to roll over onto one side, just coming up carefully and just coming off if you're working on a mat towards the end of your mat. Just somewhere where you can take a nice big step forward, so just make sure you've got enough space to do that. So we're going to take a nice big step forward with your right leg. So we're stretching into the hip flexors now. Hold it there. So you should be able to see your foot in front of you. Good. And then you're going to tuck this foot under. So you're going to tuck your foot under and kind of bring your heel up towards your groin area. So you're kind of sort of sitting on almost on top of your heel, okay? And then you're just going to walk your hands forward and forehead onto the ground. Good. So walk those hands up. Come out of that, switching over. So it's stepping forward with the left leg. Hands on either side. Good. See if you can just find a bit more space through those hip flexors while you're here. And then we're going to tuck this foot under, bending the knee and just sinking down. And then walk those hands forward. Hold it there. Just take the time just to breathe and just enjoy the stretch. Great work. Okay, just coming up out of that. Bring your knees together and then you're going to come and sit down and you're going to bring your feet together and we're just going to let the knees drop down as far as they will go. So just sitting up nice and tall to start with. And then you're just going to roll your head, neck and shoulders forward and just see if you can bring your head down towards your big toes. Hold it here. Good. Just hold it for a little bit longer. Fabulous. Awesome. Straightening up through the torso. Bring your legs out in front of you, and you're just going to sit back and kind of just put your weight on your hands, and you're just going to just drop your knees from side to side. Just get a little bit of movement through those hips. I've had a good old stretch before we move on to our last stretch. All right. So you're going to bring your legs out in front of you. Sorry, out in a V in front of you. Unless you're very bendy and then they go completely out to the side. That is not me. So you want really nice energy through those feet, okay? So flexed feet. So spread your legs as wide as you can get them, and then you're going to walk your hands forward. Now it really does not matter how far forward you can go, okay? Some people can get their hands almost their stomachs on the floor. But if you can only just walk your hands forward just a little bit, that's fine. You should feel a really nice stretch through the inner thighs, but try not to round through your back to get there. So try and walk forward. Okay, and then you can, if you can, just come down and see if you can get your elbows down onto the ground. But try not to hunch through your back. So thinking really length through your torso. Keep those feet flexed, and we're going to hold this. Just breathe it in and out. Good. Hold it. I know it's not a very comfortable stretch. Good. Good. Hold it. See if you can take it just a little bit further. Will those fingers walk forward any further? Good. Hold it. Let's see if we can stay here for 5 more seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Walk your hands back in. Well done. Okay, bring your feet just together into a seated position, and just take a couple of nice deep breaths in and out. You're all done. Thanks for joining me.